Right now, as far as I know, my undersecretary here can confirm that we have a legal assistance fund of about 100 million pesos. And right now, I think our our assistance to national fund is about 400 million pesos, and I think Congress has expanded that to 800 million pesos for the 2017 for our assistance to national fund.
Mr. Secretary, do you think this is enough budget to assist all our distressed OFWs who have pending cases? Knowing well that we have a mandate in our constitution that we should be giving free and immediate assistance to distressed OFWs. So having said that amount, do you think this is enough, sufficient already?
Your Honor, let me just answer it in this manner. Insofar as the legal assistance fund of 100 million is concerned, we have not at any given time, since that fund has been established, exhausted it. And if we could not exhaust it, we are allowed under the budgetary rules to carry over the balance of the purpose. So, but it is very difficult to say whether that is sufficient or not, because we can never predict the future as to how many overseas Filipino.
Well, Secretary, don't need to predict the future. Right now, there's already a lot of pending complaints in my office as well as in the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs of OFWs not being given the proper legal assistance. Ang nangyayari po dito, tulad po nung sa Indonesia, let's put that as an example already, dumadating lang yung illegal assistance kung malapit na madetro o malapit ng bitahin ng ating mga OFW. So we do not need actually to predict the future. The problem right now is already happening, and it was happening before. I was a senior vice chairman of the OWA Committee in Congress, and every day, almost every week, we've been getting various information that requesting for legal assistance. That's the reason why I'm asking if the budget is sufficient or not.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. In so far as the legal assistance fund is concerned, and you have cited specifically the case of Indonesia, since my watch, I do not know any instance where we have not provided legal assistance. In fact, only recently, we did provide legal assistance to the families of the person they're incarcerated by allowing them to visit her on her birthday and so on. The family has been very grateful. The lawyers have been very grateful for this expeditious action taken by us. But that's in so far as the legal assistance fund is concerned. I agree with you that in the past there have been complaints about the ineffectiveness and the delays in responding to requests for legal assistance. And rest assured, Your Honor, that in my watch, we are very careful about this. In fact, I have consultations with our undersecretary here very regularly on this particular thing. And also, I'm always emphasizing that we must never delay in providing for this legal assistance, because that is our mandate under the law. Now, with respect to the assistance to national funds, Your Honor, which is a separate one, again, I will say very categorically that if we have to address all of these needs of our distressed overseas Filipino workers, this 800 million will not even be enough. Like, for instance, if we have to pay for the blood money as part of the assistance that we will give to them so that they can be relieved of, let's say, escape the death penalty once they are forgiven on the basis of the acceptance of the blood money. If you have only about 10 people involved in this process, let alone the other needs that others may have, you will already exhaust the funds for this purpose. As I remember, in the past, there was one payment of blood money that amounted, in one particular instance, to more than 50 million pesos. And that's something that we are very also concerned about.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. But just to inform you, Secretary, I filed the House resolution actually requesting for budgets for legal, I want to call it legal attaches, to be assigned in countries where we have a lot of cases, especially in the Middle East, like Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. And I just want to get your thoughts on this. No? if we are already spending for example, in Dole, we have a labor attaché. Department of Tourism, we have what we call tourism attaché. Do you agree that we should put legal attachés? I'm talking about not only when cases come in, no? Permanent lawyers that the government can hire in order to provide legal services or legal consultations to the many OFWs distressed in the Middle East. So I think the DFA or the government should be focusing on not only on the physical assistance that, for example, DOI is extending to our OFWs, but also legal assistance. We should have a legal desk, no, wherein not only pag may problema na, but also, you know, common questions that our OFWs may have. No? Remember that they are embarking into our country that they don't have any idea of what to face. No? They're embarking in a country wherein they don't know the culture, they don't know the language, they don't know the environment. So I guess we should have legal attachés that would assist them. I just want to get your thoughts on this.
Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. First, let me make a correction. It's not 800 million pesos so far as the assistance to national fund is concerned. I have not the exact figure. It's 480 million pesos. Going back to your question, Your Honor, I really honestly feel that insofar as providing for the legal assistance by hiring a permanent legal attaché for that purpose in the host country where these overseas Filipino workers will be situated would not be proper or appropriate, considering that insofar as legal problems that these overseas Filipino workers encounter, it will be legal problems in the light of the legal environment that most countries concerned. And even our legal attachés who are Philippine lawyers will be useless for this purpose. You will have to hire local lawyers to make our representation.
Yes, that's what I meant. Locally hired law firms or lawyers that permanently, you know, will be they will be made available to our OFWs.
We have that already, Your Honor. We don't call them legal attachés. We really call them as retained lawyers by our hosts for this purpose. And in many situations, particularly in the Middle East, we have permanent lawyers from the locality that we have engaged.
I hope that you could support me on this, Mr. Secretary, because napakarami hong mga balita, napakarami request po dumarating sa amin, especially asking for consultation on the rights on the host countries. So I hope that we could implement it. Mr. Chair, if I have another question lang, no? I understand that our country has different existing treaties, especially in the areas of extradition. And recently, all the drug lords, drug dealers that are apprehended in our country are of Chinese nationals. No? And I believe para sa kanila, they're not afraid to be jailed in the Philippines. It's because they're even treated king inside the New Bilibid prison. No? On the other hand, on the other side, drug mules of Filipino drug mules, no, who are pending cases in China, are already in line for the death row. No? So I just want to get your thoughts again. No? I understand that we have already existing extradition treaties. And wouldn't it be possible to train the prisoners, no? To train the prisoners wherein the OFWs can be judged, the Filipinos can be judged here in the country, and likewise the Chinese can be judged in their country?
Yeah, I have just been informed by our head of our legal office of the department that we do not have any extradition treaty with China. And so that is.
So is it possible to train?
We can engage China in seeing how the exchange of prisoners is something that even China is pushing for. But you see, we would like to be very careful on this thing because